Hi, this is Eli Kranzberg, and welcome to this series on Nectar 3 from iZotope. I'm really excited to be here doing these videos because I love this plugin. It's a complete vocal processing environment with everything you need under one hood here. Now, for those of you who have worked with Nectar before, you're going to notice that the interface has been redesigned from the ground up. And in this video, I want to take you through the basic geography of the interface so we can see where everything is and how it works, and then we'll dive into all the individual elements. Now, the first thing is this is a resizable interface, so we can grab at the bottom right and just drag to make it bigger or smaller. Now, at the heart of Nectar 3 is the module chain that we see horizontally across the top. And we can call up presets and manage presets from here, and these will call up different combinations of module chains. So when I click here, we'll see that we have a default that we can always revert to, and then various categories organized into descriptive folders, and just single clicking will update the preset, and you'll see behind me here that the row of modules changes. Now, we can easily manage presets. Let's say we change something. I'm just going to close this for a moment, and I'll switch to one of these other modules. You'll notice the main center of the display updates with the module that's selected. So let's say I'm at the compressor and I adjust something, changing the threshold. So if I go back here, we'll see there's an asterisk here indicating it's changed. We can click this plus button to add this as a new preset, and it's kind of like a save as button. Just give it that temporary name for a moment and hit return to dismiss it. And there it is, entered into the same folder. And we can easily delete presets just by clicking the X button. Now you'll notice that as we change presets, we have a little description field here, which we can modify when we're saving our own or add our own notes to. And we can also just click and drag to reorder the presets and put them into whatever folder we want. And we can use these buttons to step through the next and previous presets horizontally like that. And we can manage presets in our own folders. So let's go right back up to the top. I'm going to close everything up, go back to the default setting, and we can create our own folders with this button, and I'll create one to use throughout this series. And let's just take a look and see where that's stored on the hard drive. So in my user folder, in documents, there's an iZotope subfolder, and in there, a subfolder for Nectar 3, which contains a folder for the presets, and there are all the factory folders and actual presets, and here's the folder I just created that's empty. So back to the interface here, we have the name of the track that Nectar is appearing on over here. We have this question mark icon, which will bring up the Nectar 3 manual, and this is a page for some options, which we'll look at throughout the videos as they come up. Now, the modules themselves can be reordered. We just click and drag around like that, and we use the plus button to call up the various modules. There's compressor, de-esser, delay, dimension, which is a modulation plugin with phasing and flanging, EQ, gate, harmonizer, reverb, and saturation. So we can call these up, and once one of them are called up, like for example the de-esser, you'll see that it's grayed out because it's no longer available. They can only be called up once. The dimension now as well, with the exception of the EQ and the compressor modules. Those can be called up more than one time. So we simply drag to reorder, and each of these modules has some controls that are common throughout. We have an enable button, so we can bypass each module, a solo button. We can click the X to remove it, and we have a dry-wet slider for mixing on each module. So very powerful. So it's a very flexible processing chain with the one exception of the pitch module, which is permanently docked in the first slot. Now, new in Nectar 3 is the vocal assistant for machine learning technology. It's an assistive algorithm that listens to the audio we play through it, and the assist module is designed to listen to the vocal and then automatically create optimal starting points for us for EQ curves, compression, de-essing, and reverb. And then we have the unmask tool, which works in conjunction with either another instance of Nectar on another track or an instance of iZotope's relay plugin or Neutron, and it listens to another track that we indicate here, and it'll carve out frequencies so that the vocals will sit on top. So these are very powerful. Now we have a great metering section here with the new auto level mode. I'm going to end off here, and in the next video, we're going to explore this in more detail.